Today we are going to practice on new APIs. Those are REQRES.in. So this is another website, and which is going to provide a free APIs. Anybody can practice on these APIs. Okay, so these are the APIs. This is the host URL. This is the endpoint URLs. You want to fetch list of users. You need to give this request.in/API/users !page2. Then you'll get a 200 response, and all this response body you will get it. Okay. Then if you want to get a single user, say request.in/API/users/2. So if you give it, that means page2 related. That means user ID you're providing, and you're getting that user ID details. Then single user not found, negative test case. You give wrong ID, you'll get a 404 not found, and also no content data. Then post, you want to create a user. So this is the endpoint you have to give, and the data you need to provide. So this data we need to provide, and 201 is the status code you are going to get. And put method, you can update the data. You can update the data, and so this is the output you will get. And patch also for update, right? And patch also you can use for update the data. And delete, you can delete the resource, and 204 no content. If you delete a user 2, you won't get any data in the response body. So these are the different APIs we are going to execute. So let's execute all these APIs in the POSTMAN, then we can automate these things. Let's create a new collection again. Create a new collection. I'm creating a new collection. REQRES API testing FEB18 2021. Okay, then click on create. Then your request will be, the collection is created, right? The collection is created. So you can see request alphabetical order, request, this one. So here we don't have any request. Add the request. Add request. First one is get all users. So get all users. Click on this, and one request we have. This is the get all users request. So what is the thing? HTTP request/users question mark, I think page 2. This is the one. And you give the headers, accept, and application JSON, and then content type, application JSON, and then hit the send button, right? Save it. Control S, save it, and click on send button. See that 200 OK status code, you got it. And this is the response body, page equal to 2, per page equal to 6, total 12, total pages 2, and data. And this is the array. So data array you have, and each object. So you have ID, email, first name, last name, avatar. This is the every object in the data array. So this is all the users it is listing out. That's our first request. And second request. So you see that all requests we have, duplicate it, and you will get. So rename it. So we want to use a single user. Fetch or get single user. Get single user. So get single user. So what is the endpoint? Get single user endpoint is /API/users/2. Users after /2 is there. It's the one. So it's the Control S you do, so it will save. Even headers also it will come right automatically. You don't need to create again these headers. So save headers is there. You can take up duplicate the request. See, only one user details you're getting here, that is user ID 2 details you're going to get it, and the status code is 200 OK. 200 OK means a standard successful process happened on the server side. That's our 200 OK means. Next, you have, what is the next? Single user not found. You can see this one, single user not found. Duplicate that. Okay, just duplicate this user, just duplicate it. This request you are duplicating so that it is easy for us. No need to create multiple things. Just rename it. How can you rename? Single user not found. Single user not found. And here you just give some random ID, and that's it. Control S, save, and get the output is 404 not found. The request resource could not be found, but may be available again in the future. But now it is not available. That's the 404 means. So this, the body is empty body. Okay. Next, what is the next request? Post request. Post request. What is the post required? /API/users, and this body you need to provide. This body you need to provide. So let's go and create a new duplicate, but you have to make this as a post. First select this request, and I'll rename it. Create user, then select the post method, and here /API/users only. So nothing other than that. Then Control S you do. See that now post is coming on the collection below. You're getting a post. Then headers, you'll get the same body we need to provide. So select the raw and give the body the format of JSON. So now you can give any name here, okay, like this. You can give any job and whatever it is. Click on send button. Once you click on, same data should create on the bottom side. So now it is showing ID and 201 created. Now it is showing 201 created is coming. And then we have so the user ID created. Now you can update. So same, you can update. Let's see, duplicate this and then update, right? So rename, update user. So update user and select a put method, and which one you want to update. So user 2 you want to update it. And you go to headers is same, body you can change it, or you can just give what you want to update it. So post, right? Put, post is done, put. So I want to update it to a different thing. You can update it, right? It's up to you what you want to do. So automation tester. So you have to see, it will change the put. You have to save after selecting this request. Change the HTTP verb method, then users detail endpoint URL. This is the endpoint URL. Then select the headers, raw radio button, click on send button. See, updated at 200 OK. You're getting 200 OK. That's a put method. And then you to duplicate it. We have one more, right? Patch. Let's execute patch also. Update user only. Same, update user with patch, but you select here patch, and so we can give the this one. So patch also is used for update only, for update purpose only. See, /API/users/2. The same /API. This is the base URL. So https://reqres.in is a base URL. Remaining thing is the endpoint. You can use endpoint. The endpoints are developed by developers and they will give. So here you can give, I'll just give you, and patch. See that patch is going to come. Patch. So click on send button. So updated 200. Okay. And last one, you can delete it, right? Click on duplicate it. And last one is delete. So we can see delete user. Rename it. Delete user and select here. Delete. So del, delete user. But which user? Here they're deleting, just see that /API/user/2. So here also /API/users2, and no body. Body we don't need to provide for this delete method. Just deletes it, and you'll get a 204 no content. The 204 no content. The server successfully processed the request, but is not returning any content. Server successfully processed the request, but is not returning any content. So that is all the endpoints we can execute in the. So this collection, you create a collection and it's easy, and you can add test cases also. See that you can add test cases. So you can just add. We have a status code, right? Status code 204. Delete user, status code is 204. You can just mention all these things. npm.response.to.have.status 204. It will. Then select switch patch also 200. Okay. So you can just see under the snippet of code, you can add status code. At least basic you do. Okay. Update patch. Status code is 200, right? 200 only. So save that and update user. Update user also status code is 200 only. And select the test status code. This also 200. You can just put update user. Update user with put 200 only. Next post. So post also 201, right? Select the test and status code 200. Create user, status code single user not found. Select the test and so status code you can validate. We can see single user not found. I think post 201, right? I think we didn't change 404. Here it is 404. Create user should be 201. It's not 200. 201 created. Let's save it. Single user not found is done. Get single user. So select the test case. Add this is the one. Get single user status code 200. Next, fetch all the users. Test case, and you can see status code. Fetch all users. Status code 200 only. Okay. So this is the thing how you can validate. Now let's run all this as a collection. I'll run as a collection and run. It will run all of them as a collection. So all are done. 7 passed. Your test cases are passed. So this is how to run a collection. Entire thing you can execute. Every day you can just trigger this and you can get the result. Whether your APIs are working or not, you can check. Okay. So that's the how these APIs are executed in the Postman. Any questions? And now we'll go and do automation of these APIs. How to automate these APIs and what are all the things we need? How can you create a framework for these things? So we'll see that. Any questions?
Okay.
Okay.
No,
So we'll create a different. Let me go to our Eclipse. We can design the framework. We're using this REST API testing with REST Assured. REST Assured is a Java library which helps us by default. It provides some ready-made methods and classes. Using that REST Assured, and we can automate all the APIs properly. That we are going to design a REST assured framework. REST assured is a two ways you can automate. One is in a BDD format, another one is in the request specification format. And we'll see the request specification because we haven't understand BDD structure, right? If you understand BDD structure, you can write in BDD format also. The BDD we have a Gherkin keywords we have given, when, then, and these Gherkin keywords are there. Using that, you can automate your APIs also. You can write scenarios, then you can automate them. That is one style, BDD format you can write. Another one is you can automate with the request specification class, and that when you send a request, and you have to give all these methods and URLs, and then add the headers, then you execute them. Then also you can execute the other way. These are the two ways you can use. Whichever one you want, you can follow that, and you can write the framework. So this is a very simple framework we can develop. We don't need much complicated, but here purely we are going to use Java, TestNG, and APIs. That's it. No Selenium is included here. No Selenium is included here. Selenium not necessary to execute. Selenium is not necessary. You just need a Selenium is for UI testing purpose, but this one is API testing is purely backend. The logic part will execute. That's a backend testing we are going to do. Now let's execute this, and we'll create a first project, Maven project we need to create. So click on new project. Don't use Java project. Then we have to select a Maven project. And if you are not seeing this Maven, just search here. Then you will get a Maven folder. Under that you have a Maven project. Click on next button. And then next page you have to just take this checkbox, create a simple project option you choose, and click on next button. And here you provide your project name. So every project has a group ID, artifacted, and version, right? So let's provide a project ID. REST assured API automation FEB18 2021. And same name you can give bottom side also, artifact ID. And if you want a different one, you can give. So group ID is nothing but an organization. In that small departments is the artifact ID and the version. Like that. That's a group ID means. Group ID is just a domain. In that, what is the particular individual artifact? That's the artifact ID. Then click on finish. Once you click on finish, your project will be created. The REST assured project is created here. You can see here. So still it is creating. You can see it is creating, and let it create. Okay. Meanwhile, we'll go to our blog. Okay. Let's go to blog, and we'll see what is this REST assured. So, and also we need one more point. We need here is you need to go to Maven repository to add all the dependencies. You need to add all the dependencies. Go to API automation testing with REST assured, and the REST assured is a library and default library. Okay, so default library, and I provided here everything, all the dependencies, what dependencies you need, how to create that, and this the you just need to copy the code from the below snippet and paste it inside your pom.xml. So make sure your pom.xml is having all this io.rest assured, and the version. We'll see which version we have now. Okay, which version we have. Just go here, open a new tab, and Maven repository. Just open a Maven repository, right? Maven repository. You can the first one, and you can search rest assured .io. Just click on this and you will see, and we didn't get properly io.rest assured. Let me search with io.rest assured. Why we are getting, you will get a globe icon. Okay, that's a clear indication for you whether you got proper one or not. Rest assured, so we'll see that. So this is the one, this globe icon you will get, that's a correct one. Okay, this is the indication for you. So select this first one, Java DSL for easy testing of RESTful services. Click on rest assured, and the form.xml you have a 4.3.3. you can use this version also, latest version, whichever version you have latest you can use that. And go here in the, to open your project, we have src main Java, src main resources, src test Java, src test resources, then you have a target, JRE system library, and form.xml. Click on form.xml. The form.xml, the project info will be there first. This is the project info. Later you need to add that, you need to add dependencies section. So dependencies tag you add, in this dependencies you add one by one this thing. Just save it, and the Maven dependencies will add here. Maven dependencies will add. See that it is downloading, so Maven dependencies are added. Next, the same, you just click on this this breadcrumb link, and it will take you to the next main page. And here you add the first one we added, the second one you added, this one 4.3.3, and click on, and then this one, and that's the second one, right? Second dependency we need to add. Again, click on it, and JSON schema validator. So we just see that 4.3.3, and then the dependency you can just do that, JSON schema validator, and then go back, add a few more, right? XML path also if you wanted, four enough, all these 4 is enough, so not necessary more than that. Okay, just add this XML path, so done. And then we need a test ng also, add test ng also. You just search test ng, add test ng. That's the first one, add test ng dependency, because I have 7.00, but you can add your latest one, no issues. And add test ng also. So after test ng, you can see here what are all things we have here. You can go here, this is our blog. You can see JSON path and XML path we added, test ng we added, then hamcrest. So these are the 2 things you need, Java hamcrest. So you can just select hamcrest all, and Java hamcrest you need to add. So these are the versions 1.3, those things you choose. Otherwise it is going to be so Java hamcrest. So set Java hamcrest, and you have hamcrest all and Java hamcrest. These 2 we need to add. Click on this and select this. You can add it. One more we need a JSON, that also we need to add. So let's go back. Hamcrest all also you add. Hamcrest core we need to add it. 1.3 only. So Java hamcrest, hamcrest all. So these are the 2 things, and also the last one we need to add. So let's see our hamcrest all org.json. So JSON we need to add. So this you can copy paste this one from here itself. And these are the different dependencies we need to build our API automation framework. So these dependencies are mandatory. And then change this JRE system library to JDK. Just right click on this, build path, configure build path. I'm going to select JDK. Okay, you just select JDK and alternate JRE JDK. Yeah, so I have selected, apply and close. So now you got a latest JDK. Now under src test Java, I'll create a few packages. So let's create a few packages. New package com.qa.api.base package. com.qa.api is the common thing, so I'll create that. Base package will create a base class, and then next one, right click, new package, and here you can do config package. Then you can create whatever the other things if you want. Maybe you want to send utility thing, fine, but otherwise I'll just put a test cases. Just create a test cases. These are the 3 packages we created, and first package, base package, I'll create a test base class. So let's create a test base class. Test base class you create, but what you are going to put inside this test base class? Basically, we're going to keep all the endpoints reading process. One method we are going to put, that is how to read the endpoints, that we're going to place it there. But where is my endpoints? That endpoints you can place under the config.properties file. Let's create a new file, config.properties file. .properties. So this is the config.properties file, and here we are going to add. So the base URL equal to, and this endpoint URL, right? This endpoint URL, see, every request has a till this it is common, till users it is common. Only after users only it is changing. Till users it is common. You can, like that, all the endpoints you can put it here. All the endpoints you can put it here, and you can read this. How can we read? We kept one code in the previous hybrid framework also, how to read so data from properties file. So that method we need to develop here. We need to develop in the test space. Let me take, you already know that. I'm going to take it from this previous things. So let's take it so that we can save the time. So this is the method we need to copy and paste it. That's it. And make sure this is correct. Make sure you have a correct thing, right? The path of your config file. So what is the path of your config file? Just right click, properties, and then this thing you can, and you can see that src use the. So first thing is you have to create object for properties class, prop equal to new properties, and file input stream fs equal to new file input stream system.get property user.dir plus, and you can give the path of the file. So this I'm deleting, I'm going to give now. So this is the one, correct path, src test java com qa api config.properties. So I'm reading the file. Reading, we can use file input stream class, right? And then load all these properties into this properties object, and this from this fs file object. Then return prop.get property and give the key. Which one you want to read? You can read that properties. So this is the how you can read all properties class, properties file, endpoints, or whatever the data you have in the properties file. Then you need to create a test cases now. Let's create a test-ng test case. We'll create a test-ng test case, which is going to create a test-ng class. We'll create a test-ng class, that is take a test-ng, create test-ng class. As of now, I'm going to take up get all users test, and we'll take a before class. After class, I don't want anything, right? I am not going to do anything. So just click on finish, and one test method will be there. So before class and also a test method, right? Test method, you can keep it bottom side, and then this one, and then extend this test base to this class. And test base class, extend a test base class, and so I have extended, and I'm going to use the rest assured global variable. Okay, so that first you need to specify the URL. This URL you have to specify. For that, we are going to use first before class will execute, then it will come to test. So we can say get all users test, get all users test, get all users test, get all users test. Okay, get all users test. In the before class, what you can do here is first we are going to specify the URL. So for that you have rest assured dot base URI is there. Rest assured dot base URI. So you will get automatically here. Rest assured dot base URI. You can see that base URI. That base URI. You can see here. And that URL you need to specify. What is the base URI? And you read from that properties. Read property method you can call. Read property method. Right? Read property. And what is that? And this base URL you provide. You are setting for that. So that first it will execute and it will come to you. You don't need to worry about that. So base URI, just read property. We got to give in double quotes. String, right? That's why you have to give in double quotes. So now add throws declaration. So add throws declaration is done. Now you can get all the users. Now frame the test case. So you set the base URL, done. Now you need to create a request. So first create a request. So how can you create a request? Using request specification, you can do that. Okay, using request specification, you can do that. Request specification. So request equal to, and you can do the rest assured dot given method is there. Given is the precondition method. So you can call this. So you created the request. So this given will give you request specification object. So it is created a request for us first. HTTP request, whatever HTTP request we are creating. HTTP request. So you can create a request first. Then we created the request. For this request, you need to add the headers, right? Add the headers now. Add the headers. So how to add headers? Just click on HTTP request dot headers. So you have a headers. So the headers you need to give string value, those things. So what you can give header name, that is accept, and remaining things I'm going to delete all these things. Just give value. So what is the value? Application slash JSON. Same, create a one more request, and then content type hyphen type, I think content hyphen type. So this is the request headers we added. So we created a request. For that request we are adding the headers. Then you need to call the method, right? Call the get method. Call the get method and execute it. So on this HTTP request, you have a request method is there. So that returns a response object. So response resp equal to this HTTP request dot request. So there is a request. So in this request, you have a method and URL you can pass. So method, this is the method. So this returns a response for us, which is returning a response. Just see that request response, it is going to return for us. So this is the one, request. It is returning a response. So these are all returning a response here. This is also returning a response. See, this is the response object it is returning. So you can give this. So the method dot get method. See that all the methods it is showing get method. And then what is extra? So you can give extra. So already you have given here till users. Now what is our endpoint URL for the get all users? Get all users endpoint is this is the extra. Till here you have given. But what is the remaining? This question mark page 2 you have to give. So that you provide here. That you can provide here. So this is the how you can automate your which method you are requesting that method, and it is just this one. Your request means you are hitting the send button. You are hitting the send button. You'll get a output, right? You'll get output, right? So this output, right? So this output, what you need to validate 200 okay, and all this data you need to validate, right? So that we are stored in the response object. So take this response object, IO.rest shoot. Now you need to print this response. So directly you cannot print. You can convert into response body, then you can convert that into response body, and that response body you convert into this string format. Okay. So now you print this response object. Okay. So I'm just printing this response bodies. You can just say resp dot get body, okay, dot to string. You convert into string format. Just execute this, okay? Just execute this whether you are getting the response or not, and it is executed. Later we will do validations. So we're printing the response body, right? That response body is printing or not. Just get all users. Code class. Something about again this. So let's see the dependencies issues. These are all dependencies issues. So we'll try to take same dependencies or .json. So let's see one by one. So this is the one same 1.3. This is the 2.0. Test ng fine 4.1.0. So but it should work these all things also. Anyhow, let's see. And still we get that's we have to figure it out what is the issue, and sometimes it is going to give the latest rest assured also, and just trying to figure out what is the issue there. Okay, and then so it is going to download that version. Just we changed the version, not entire dependency. That's advantage. Now 4.10 versions will be there, all your dependencies. Now run this, run as test ng test. See that it is version issue. And response body, we didn't get response body. Let me see why we are not getting here. And what is, I think resp dot body thing we have. Directly to string will do. Otherwise, directly to string will do. Let's execute now. It should print all the response body how we got in the postman. That will print here in the console in the print statement. Response body we are not getting here. Let's see some methods. What are the methods we have? Status code we can get. Okay, fine. Get header, get session, get status code, and status line also you can get, and body. So this is the body. So body you have to take body dot as string method. So that's it. You have to choose proper methods, otherwise it won't return for us. See that now you got the output. So this you want to see proper format. What you can do, just copy this and go to, in the online you have so many JSON validations. You can go to any browser and just do the JSON validators. So just open JSON validator. So you have so many JSON validators. Just take one of them, right? You can take one of them. So JSON validator, a JSON lint, first one you can take. JSON formatter and validator also fine. Anything. Code beautify also correct. This also another one. So many things are there. And just paste that entire string thing, and it will just, you can ask validate. So there is an option for you to validate JSON. Just click on validate JSON. Then now you will get in the JSON format. So you will get a JSON format. That's how you can get. Now you can add here. So we did validation. You printed response, but where is the validations, right? Let's get the status code. Fetch the status code. So int response status code equal to response dot get status code. There's a direct method is there. You can print status code is this one, response status code is the one. So next you can assert it. Assert dot assert equals assert equals. So you have a integer values, right? Just take integer. Assert equals, one is 200 status code, and so this is the one. Both you can assert. Then you can fetch the status line. So status line is the one. Fetch the status line. Complete 200 okay, and the version HTTP version, which version you used also, you will get it. This is a string type. You will get string response status line, and equal to resp dot get the status line. So this one you can see get status line. So response options, all these are all. So you can get that. Then you can print the response status line also. So response status line is, you can print this response status line also. And all the other test cases also you can add like this, right? Let's execute this test case. Run as test-ng test. So tomorrow we can finish the rest of the things, okay? And then we'll close tomorrow API testing. Then we'll start this. See that your test case is passed. 200 is the one, and status line is this one. You're getting this. You can validate this also by using assert equals. And tomorrow I'll add more test cases, right? And then we'll see. We can finish tomorrow this API testing automation.